Good evening. In tonight's video, I kind of wanted to talk about one of my favorite bands. When I was a kid, I always feel there's a few bands that are the stepping stones of who I am today, specifically when it comes to music. And Tristania is without a doubt one of those bands. And I kind of wanted to make a video talking about my history with the music, what the music represents to me, especially because of the recent announcement that happened about a month ago, where Tristania decided to disband and end the musical career permanently, like no question about it. And it kind of hit me a little bit. So I just wanted to take this video and talk about some of my favorite music from Tristania. Tristania was formed in 1996. It's a Norwegian gothic metal band. And it's actually my first real introduction to gothic metal. Gothic music in general, I feel. The band formed in 96. My first album was World of Glass. And World of Glass, I would almost consider it gothic doom. It's very ethereal. I don't know how to describe it. The male vocals are very deep and very slow, whereas the female vocals from Phoebe Castana are just really powerful and soothing. It's almost dreamlike. I really like this album. I consider it personally one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time, and I'll definitely make a video about it as well in the future.
God shouting down at me, something I cannot hear. Tears falling from the sky, words from a lullaby, everything is gold eyes. So now we're hanging.
So yeah, that's what my first introduction, like, I consider World of Glass one of the, like I mentioned before, one of the stepping stones of who I am today. There's several metal bands, 5 metal bands specifically, who made me the goth that I am today, the metalhead that I am today, the specific metal that I love. And I just can't not talk about Tristania, especially now that it's over, really. And I don't know, it just hurt a little bit. So I have almost every album. So in order, we have Widow's Weeds, Beyond the Veil, then World of Glass. Then in 2005 there was both a compilation album, Midwinter Tears, I'm saying that right, yes. And Ashes was the album that year. And then we have Illumination. There were 2 more albums after that. I don't own those 2 albums. And the sad fact is often bands change lead singers. And more often than not, that just doesn't work for me. Amorphous, I feel, is a very rare exception to that. But when Phoebe Castana left Tristania, and I think some other core members left after Illumination, really, I felt it just lost some of that gothic vibe. It just wasn't for me, so I never really bought the last 2 albums. But everything in the Phoebe Castana era is absolute pure gothic bliss. I feel the main albums I would personally recommend to people, while World of Glass is my favorite, I think Beyond the Veil is some of the most gothic metal you will ever find. It is absolutely amazing.
In decadence, I take thee by the hand. Too frail to the promised land. Too frail to take your pain away. Too frail, the sequel of decay.
You have songs like Aphelion, a sequel of Decay, Angina. These are absolute perfect songs. I love this album so much. And actually, the final album with Phoebe Costain, Illumination, this is very cathedral-like. It feels like holy gothic music, whereas Beyond the Veil would be like unholy gothic music. Those are not real terms. I don't know how else to describe it. That's just what it feels. It feels like a light and a dark version of Tristania.
But you're most beautiful. You talk like you know what you talk, and it shows it troubles me. I listened before, but I can't anymore. So you stay. But it takes so hard to find something that I could believe.
I really feel that if you're into really gothic metal, that Tristania as a band you absolutely should check out. They always have this perfect balance of male doom-like vocals and the symphonic like female vocals, and it blends so well together. I love absolutely both forms of these vocals, and we have the songs where they use them together. It's so good. I love the instruments they use, the chords and everything, the melodies, the lyrics are just very poetic, and I definitely feel like Tristania as a band you should check out if you're into that type of music. The reason the band gave for quitting, mid-tour even, is just drastic health issues, family issues, and it must have been bad enough to the point where they're just quitting altogether. So obviously I'm going to respect the privacy of everybody involved, and I didn't really dig much deeper than the official statement they gave. It just sucks, but obviously if they felt this is this decision they had to come to, that they weighed every option and stuff. And I know sometimes I feel I prefer a band to just quit while they're ahead instead of changing so much when there's nothing left. Or for example, when a band member passes away, like let's say David Gold with Woods of Your Prey, that the band is just like, no, we're stopping, we can't just replace certain members. It's just better to leave it at that. And I don't know, I think it's an honorable thing to do, even though, of course, as a fan of the music, it does sting a little bit. It just came out of nowhere, considering, they were in the middle of the tour. I just wanted to talk about this band for a little bit. Tristania is just a big part of who I am. That solemn side, that deep gothic metal feeling. Like I said before, it's the first real gothic music I ever listened to in my life. And it's just absolute art. And it does kind of hurt. And even if they changed singers, female vocals, that they're quitting. It's like a big chunk of me inside has just been stopped. And, no matter what, the stepping stone, the founding stone, it will always be there. It's just, it's a piece of history, I feel, that kind of dies away. So, definitely, if you can, check out Tristania. They have a lot of official videos online. They have a Bandcamp, all that kind of stuff. Definitely check them out. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to talk more about music that I like, metal that I like, the gothic music. My taste in metal is very peculiar. I like a lot of ambient stuff, atmospheric black metal, depressive black metal, epic black metal. But again, I also go very much into that symphonic side. So I definitely really want to talk more about the music that I enjoy. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in that. If you want to maybe experience some music you might not have heard of before. And just as a final message, let me just please ask you, be kind to one another, even in the dark.